Original post. Calm our relationship advice comments if cause my 26 brother 29 meters is married to and cheating on my source share at media miles app UTM name miles. Thanks for all the help I got in my last post. As much as it pained me to do so, I decided to do the right thing. Pam should know that my brother is cheating on her. I decided to give Jim a chance. I called him and told him that I can't keep this secret. It was tearing me up inside to do so. I couldn't think about anything else. I told him I loved him so much, but I couldn't let him do this to someone else I loved like family. He begged me to reconsider. He didn't try to guilt me or anything, but he did say that he needs his younger brother to just be there for him. I told him I couldn't. I asked him what he would want if it was me getting cheated on, or our little sister getting cheated. He said that he understood that it's wrong, but he was just exploring himself. I told him that that's no excuse. I told him that he had until that evening to tell Pam, and if he didn't, I would have to. We then hung up, and I just waited. At 11 p.m., I called Pam and stuck up a normal conversation. I asked her how things were with my brother. She said it was all fine and that they're thinking about having kids. I really couldn't believe my brother made me do this, but I had to tell her. I told her that what I saw. She was livid. She refused to believe me. Luckily, I was able to show her the screenshot of my brother being in someone else's bed. She then told me she needed to hang up. I haven't heard anything from my brother, but as of today, Pam is leaving him. So I guess that's good. She won't have to be hurt by him like that, and I can be there for her. My brother hasn't answered any of my calls or texts, so I don't know when we'll talk again. At least I still have Pam and my sister, I guess. At 11 p.m., I called Pam and stuck up a normal conversation. I asked her how things were with my brother. She said it was all fine and that they're thinking about having kids. Think about it this way. You not only saved Pam from an awful marriage, but you potentially saved kids from being brought into a dysfunctional family, which can cause so many different problems for the child. You did the right thing. Also, you should consider putting up boundaries with your female friends and your brother, as it appears your brother has made them his hunting grounds. He married your best female friend and then cheated on her with another female friend of yours. You should take a poll to see how many other female friends he approached. I applaud you for doing this. It's not easy, but it will get better for all of you with time. Hopefully. I did thank you all so much for the words and upvotes. I just, well, didn't expect this so early in my Reddit postings careers. This is great. When my husband discovered my sister's husband was cheating on her, we had long talks about whether or not to say anything. It came down to this: deciding to stay silent was the same thing as condoning the behavior by deliberately protecting the reputation of the cheater. Made the decision easier for sure. The fact that there was the discussion of kids further highlights you doing the right thing. Trust that you can stand in integrity, and please remember that if you breaking the truth to someone is enough to cause damage and relationships, it wasn't you that ended it. Proud of you, op. I trust and hope you'll have a friend for life out of Pam and her ability to trust you'll back her 100, even if it means causing rifts in your own familial done, dude. You saved Pam from being stuck in a bad relationship and raising kids in a toxic environment. Proud of you for doing the right thing even though it was hard. He didn't try to guilt me or anything, but he did say that he needs his younger brother to just be there for him. How is I cheated on my wife? Therefore I need my younger brother to cover for, I mean to be there for me, not him guilting you. If you think that wasn't him guilting you, rethink everything. He must have manipulated you and was guilting you all your life without you noticing. Bruh, you saved that woman's life. My dad cheated on my mom after they had kids. I can't imagine what my mom had to go through for 20 years while she co-parented with that idiot. Telling someone they're being cheated on is always the right thing to do. The right thing is often the hardest thing to do. I'm sorry he did this to you. No one should ask you to give up your integrity and honor for their lies. You 100 did the right thing. Don't be surprised, however, if your relationship with Pam is not the same. You will inevitably remind her of your brother, and she may just want to move on from that part of her life, which unfortunately you are connected to. However, give her time and space, as I am sure you will, and she will likely reach out if when she is ready to do so. You put your family, reputation, and your best friend at risk to protect his wife when he couldn't. You are a great brother. He may blame you for how he feels about not honoring her. That is his burden, not yours. Wow. So his reaction to your "if you don't tell her I will" comment was to immediately go to his wife and bring up having kids together. You seriously did the right thing. Can you imagine letting her have kids with him without her knowing the truth? You did the right thing. But Pam will almost definitely exit your relationship, so I wouldn't expect her to stick around. Given the connection, I've never seen that situation go any other way. Wow, that brother is such a scumbag, not just cheating on his wife but dragging other people into it and trying to continue the relationship. It's just so gross and greedy. I just read through your original post and this one. I think you did the right thing in the end. There is something else that needs to be addressed. Why is your brother messing around with your friends? First your best friend, then your college friend. You and your brother need some better boundaries. He needs to start swimming in other pools. Look at it this way, they've only been married 2 years and they're both still young. Pam will eventually heal and find someone better than your brother. And hopefully your brother will learn a lesson from this, grow up, and be a better person. One have their whole lives ahead of them to regain happiness. And there's a ton of time for you and your brother to reconcile one day. You have not destroyed anyone's lives. You've saved Pam. I'm sorry it sucks. But you absolutely did the right thing. He would have been caught eventually anyway, and at least this way you aren't going down with him too. He should have explored himself outside of a relationship. Unless wondering how much emotional trauma he could create was a part of that. You absolutely did the right thing. Wow, he really called your bluff. I'm glad you went through with it. Be prepared for him to blame you, but remember he was the one in someone else's bed. He's just exploring himself. Whatever. You did the right thing and he's going to be mad, but it's his own fault. If he wanted to explore, he should not be dating someone in a monogamous relationship. You did the right thing. Hopefully he'll see that himself one day. He can explore himself without being in a relationship. No shame in being alone and meeting tons of people. But it's not fair to sleep around in a closed relationship and call it anything but cheating. Pam is lucky to have a loyal and honest friend. I'm a Pam. Nobody told me. I found out after divorcing. The one thing I wanted to know after was, why didn't anyone tell me? I actually contacted a few women who knew my husband after and asked for closure. You did the right thing. I know it sucks and you feel you betrayed him, but he betrayed himself. Cheating is the worst thing someone can do, and then add she wanted kids not knowing he was cheating. Yeah, you took the moral high road here. I hope in time he can forgive you for doing what was right. You did the right thing and your brother at some point will realize that and be back in your life. But it will take time until he is down exploring himself. Any pain that Pam feels now will pale in comparison to the pain she would have felt if she had had children with this guy. You would have felt so much worse too. Breaking up a kid's parents. You were nicer than I would have been by giving Jim a chance. He didn't man up and take it. You just saved Pam for many more years of come around. She's just reeling from the end of her relationship. You're a good friend.